Sometimes just one swing, just 1 second, can change history forever. And whenever baseball's most pressure-filled moments are remembered, one name always rises above the rest. Shohei Ohtani. But here's the question. When the weight of the entire world rests on one player's shoulders, can every superstar rise to the occasion? The answer:
No.
but Shohei Ohtani is different. Thousands of fans screaming. The scoreboard locked in a tie.
2 outs.
And only one chance. The pitcher's hands were trembling. The manager stood silently in the dugout. Inside the stadium, tens of thousands of people held their breath, waiting for just one man, Shohei Ohtani. These were the moments where legends are born or forgotten forever. But time after time, Ohtani stunned the baseball world. The greater the pressure, the stronger his confidence became. That's why fans don't simply call him a superstar. Many remember him as the Clutch King. But the most dangerous clutch moments of his career weren't limited to home runs alone. There were nights when a single decision changed the future of an entire season. And one of those unforgettable nights is still remembered by baseball fans around the world. Dodger Stadium was completely packed. The game had reached the ninth inning.
2 outs.
The score was tied, and Shohei Ohtani slowly walked toward the batter's box. The entire stadium fell silent. The pitcher took a deep breath. He gripped the baseball tightly, and then he delivered the most important pitch of his life. The baseball ripped through the air, racing toward home plate. For one brief moment, the entire stadium fell into complete silence. Tens of thousands of fans held their breath. Every eye was locked on one man, Shohei Ohtani. The first pitch, strike. A wave of disappointment echoed through the crowd. The pitcher smiled. For a split second, he believed the pressure had finally reached Ohtani. But what he didn't know was that the real Shohei Ohtani hadn't revealed himself yet. The second pitch missed the zone.
Ball.
Now the count was even. Every pitch from this moment forward could decide the entire game. Even the commentators lowered their voices. This isn't just another at-bat. This could become the turning point of the entire season. The pitcher took another deep breath. He made his decision. His fastest pitch, a blazing fastball, traveling at nearly 105 miles per hour, heading straight for the strike zone. But Shohei was ready. He loaded his swing and unleashed everything.
Crack.
The sound of bat meeting ball exploded through the stadium. The baseball launched into the night sky. Like a rocket, the left fielder sprinted with everything he had. Fans jumped to their feet. Was this going to be an incredible catch? Or another unforgettable moment in baseball history? The outfielder reached the warning track. He leaped high against the wall, but the baseball sailed just inches above his glove and disappeared into the crowd. Home run. Dodger Stadium erupted. Fireworks lit up the night sky. Teammates burst out of the dugout, running toward home plate. Shohei Ohtani hadn't just hit a home run. He had won the game. The commentator shouted at the top of his lungs. Shohei Ohtani does it again. But the most unbelievable part was this. That wasn't his first clutch moment. And it wouldn't be his greatest. Because just a few months later, Shohei Ohtani delivered a moment that didn't just change one game. It shook the entire baseball world. After that game, the entire baseball world was talking about just one name, Shohei Ohtani. Sports networks replayed that home run over and over again. Across social media, millions of fans kept asking the same question. How does Ohtani stay so calm under that much pressure? But almost no one realized his greatest clutch moment was still yet to come. A few weeks later, another crucial game arrived. This time, it wasn't just one game on the line. The hopes of an entire season hung in the balance. The stadium was more crowded than ever. Every seat was filled. Every fan had a camera ready, and every pair of eyes was fixed on the batter's box. Once again, the score was tied. Ninth inning.
2 outs.
And Shohei Ohtani slowly walked toward the plate. But this time, the pressure was even greater. The opposing manager called for a mound visit. He looked his pitcher in the eyes and delivered one simple message. Don't let him get a hit, no matter what. The pitcher nodded. He gripped the baseball tightly. The tension was written all over his face. Shohei adjusted his helmet, took one deep breath, and quietly settled into his batting stance. The crowd fell completely silent. Only the bright stadium lights illuminated the field. The first pitch,
Ball.
the second pitch.
Strike.
Now every pitch could decide the game. The pitcher reached into his arsenal and unleashed his nastiest breaking ball. The baseball dropped sharply at the very last moment, but Shohei had already read it. Crack. The sound of the bat echoed throughout the stadium. The baseball exploded off the bat, rocketing toward center field. The center fielder sprinted with everything he had. He reached the warning track. He leaped high into the air. The entire crowd held its breath. For one split second, it looked like he might catch it, but in the very next instant, the baseball sailed just above his glove and disappeared beyond the stadium. Monster home run. The stadium erupted. Fans exploded into celebration. Ohtani, Ohtani, Ohtani. His teammates stormed onto the field. The commentators could barely contain their excitement. But this wasn't just another home run. It was the moment that cemented Shohei Ohtani's place among the greatest clutch performers in baseball history. Yet, the most emotional and the most unforgettable clutch moment of his entire career was still waiting to happen. After that monster home run, the entire baseball world realized one thing. When the pressure reaches its highest point, Shohei Ohtani becomes even more dangerous. But his most unforgettable story was still waiting to be written. The season had entered its final stretch. Every victory mattered. Every loss could destroy a team's playoff dreams. That night, the stadium had never felt so quiet. Tens of thousands of fans sat in silence, holding on to one last hope. Once again, the score was tied.
2 outs.
The final inning, and Shohei Ohtani stood in the batter's box. One more time, the pitcher gripped the baseball tightly. The pressure was written all over his face. He delivered the first pitch, strike. The second pitch, foul ball. Now the count was against Ohtani. The entire stadium held its breath. Even the commentator lowered his voice. If there's one player you can trust in a moment like this, it's Shohei Ohtani. The pitcher reached back and unleashed his fastest fastball. The baseball exploded toward home plate like lightning. Shohei had only a fraction of a second to decide. He committed.
Swing. Crack.
The sound of the bat echoed through the stadium with incredible force. For one brief moment, everything went silent. The baseball soared high into the night sky. Every eye in the stadium followed its flight. The outfielder sprinted. He reached the warning track. He leaped at the wall. But the baseball sailed far beyond his glove and disappeared into the crowd. Game-winning home run. The stadium erupted into pure celebration. Fans leaped from their seats. His teammates rushed onto the field. Fireworks lit up the night sky. The commentator could barely contain his excitement. He has done it again. Shohei Ohtani delivers when it matters most. That night, it wasn't just another game that was won. Another legend had been born. That's why, whenever baseball reaches its most pressure-filled moments, the world's eyes always turn toward Shohei Ohtani. Because some players perform well, some become superstars, but only a select few turn pressure into their greatest strength. And Shohei Ohtani is one of those legends. If today's story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Japan Baseball Stories. Because on day 16, we're bringing you another incredible baseball story you won't want to miss. Baseball Rocket.